substantial amount of capital available to invest.
Business Express on Smooth 98.1 in association with Stanbic IBTC. Stanbic IBTC.
Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us on a Thursday, the 26th of August, 2021. Welcome to Business Express 981. Here's Rotus. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Valentine. Good morning to all our viewers and listeners. I keep saying viewers. I see about a TV show.
I mean, it's viewers for our YouTube fans, YouTube followers, those who watch on YouTube.
Exactly. Very true. So it's good to be here. Hello to everybody, and it's looking forward to another day in the business world.
Yep. And we are going to have Peter Abe join us pretty soon. Peter Abe is an Equities Sales Trader at Stanbic IBTC Stockbrokers, so we can review the capital markets together. Rotus was giving me some interesting gist before the show started.
Yes, so
please, if you want to stream, if you want to watch live, right? Please go on YouTube, type Smooth FM Lagos in the search box, subscribe and watch, and feel free to comment there. You can also comment on WhatsApp. Send it that message to 0809-444-0981. Rotus.
Yeah, before we even get into the cap. Exactly. So I think one of the banks have been circulating personal and business travel allowance guidelines. And one of them says, in line with the Central Bank of Nigeria's CBN policy to improve access to foreign exchange for legitimate transactions, we are committed to providing you with foreign exchange for your personal and travel business, as well as payment for overseas education, medical, and other eligible invisible transactions. As a valued customer, you have a role to play to ensure the success and integrity of the policy. Because as you know, the central bank essentially ended BDCs. BDCs no longer have access to FX from the central bank. It's now going through the banks. So this lists that in all the banks that we've been getting, people have been getting these lists from the banks. FX shall be shown for legitimate travel purposes. Only valid travel documents shall be accepted. You can only apply for PTA once in a quarter. $4,000 limit for personal travel allowance. $5,000 limit for business travel allowance. That's in a 3-month period. And then this is the part that people are talking about. Unutilized PTA. Customers are required to return purchased personal travel allowance and business travel allowance to their bank within 2 weeks from the date of purchase, if not utilized for the intended purpose, or if any reason the scheduled trip is canceled. So, folks okay. Peter is with us. Peter, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Peter, what do you think of that?
That's supposed to be a joke for Thursday, right? That's supposed to be.
It's not a joke.
That's supposed to be a
serious,
joke, right?
So. They are serious.
So we'll collect dollars or collect pounds or collect. We should return it
if you don't use it.
How are they going to track me if I can't travel due to some reasons beyond my control? How are they going to track me?
That's a very good question. Maybe they'll go by the date on the ticket. Maybe they try to find out if you boarded your flight. I don't know if they start doing all that one. That's just it. Peter, Peter, of course, Equities Sales Trader at Stanbic IBTC Stockbrokers. Peter, what do you make of this part of the BTA guideline?
But I think it's more of a discipline from what the regulator is requiring from all of us. And I think we shouldn't read more meaning to that. Maybe perhaps we could just plead for an extension, but I think it's more of a discipline that they want everybody to inculcate. Yeah.
Interesting stuff. Our listeners should let us know what they think. Peter.
Wait, hold on, Peter. That English, I don't understand English. When you say it's more of a discipline, are you what? That I should be disciplined with the way I hold money? Because you told me to collect money from only banks. You stopped me from collecting money from BDCs. Now I'm obeying your order and collecting from banks, and now you're telling me I should return the money if I don't use it.
If you do not travel, then you return it. I mean, it's just a discipline that a lot happen in this country.
What if I want to shop online? What if I want to shop online since I can't travel? And now because maybe
that's not why you got the FX. It's meant for traveling, not shopping.
It's meant for you to travel.
What do you do when you travel with money? It's not shopping.
Use it for the purpose it's meant to be.
Nigeria. We just need more FX. If we have more FX, we won't be going through all this stuff. By the way, you can buy from.
Well, hold on.
BDCs just can't get from CBN.
What will make sense if they tell me that, maybe due to some funny reason you couldn't travel, now you have excess FX that you don't have to use. How about I buy it back from you? If they had that conversation with me, I'll be more obliged to tell them, okay, that's fine. Let's come to the discussion table. How much do you want?
It's coming from CBN. Again, it's not the banks. It's coming from the Central Bank of Nigeria.
Okay, so let me show up.
That's all these rules and but very interesting, I tell you. Peter, what do you make of the stock exchange? I think yesterday the market was 3 basis points down or so. The recent sentiment, would you describe it as bearish? How do you describe sentiment on the exchange right now?
Yeah, it's bearish, like you mentioned, and is a general reflection of economic conditions, and that tells us that many things are in play here. We are just recovering from COVID with different shades in the third wave, and consumer spending has been affected, is down. So we have to give it time just to be sure. That's why we tell investors to be long-term. So it's bearish, we have no doubts about that, but it's more of a reflection of what is happening in the market. It's a barometer of the economy.
I think yesterday's activity was described as lukewarm in terms of volumes traded and so on. Yeah, have earnings not played their role, or has earnings season is that passed in terms of trying to trigger investors to participate more in the market?
Well, it's been a mixed one in terms of earnings, especially if you strip them down from quarterly to half-year numbers. It's been mixed, though we've seen strong earnings from the strong cap names, MTN and the likes. But don't forget that we are still expecting most of the banks to release their half-year numbers. They are usually audited, and so we expect that once all these also come into market, they may affect in the short term. Let me put it like that, in the short term, the investor sentiment,
We were just talking about FX 2 seconds ago, right? So the whole BTA thing. How much of an impact do you think the FX situation has had on foreign participation in our equities market?
No doubts that has affected the foreign investors' participation in the markets. But like we know, there is a backlog which the CBN has been trying to clear, and this has been ongoing, and we expect that more effort being put into this will help to improve the FX situation in the economy.
Hope so. So we don't have to return our personal travel.
I have messages on that, Rotus. Francis says,
go ahead, read it. Go ahead.
So Francis on WhatsApp, by the way, WhatsApp number again, 0809 444 0981. Francis says, people use the travel agents to source FX from banks without the intent of traveling, leading to scarcity for others. That's a valid point there. Yeah. Kewe says, hello guys, I'm Kewe. How will they know if I used or not the use of FX? All right. I do not think it will work. We don't have the capacity to monitor the new regulation or law. Is that a definitive statement or a wish? Benga Kamu says, so who will return unspent dollars? Who will return them? Public officials who travel, or the businessman who needs more than he got? Or me, that will save it for hard times ahead. Prince says, if you don't return the unused PTA or BTA, you're unable to travel. If you're unable to travel, you will be barred from accessing future FX when you want to travel. Okay.
Then that's the thing. Well, I know that's the barring is reference to using false documents. I mean that's screenshot here. So that's why I know they put there that you are liable for your criminal activity if you use false documents to obtain FX. I don't know. They didn't say there in that screenshot what the punishment would be if you don't return. Because remember, you are capped at 4,000 for PTA and 5,000 for BTA. So I would think that if you don't return it, it will count towards your. So if you collected $2,000 and you didn't return it, you can't get any more than your 2,000 the next time if you are capped at 4,000. So I thought it to affect the cap. I'm not sure about the criminal aspect of it if that's the case.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see now. We talked about FX just a second ago. Peter, all the sectors in the stock exchange yesterday, I think almost all of them closed in the red zone. Does that open up I guess with the bearish sentiment, does that open up a bargain hunting opportunity for the market?
Yes. We have always maintained that most of the stocks on NGX have been trading below their target prices. So that's no doubt creates opportunity for investors to come in. And like we always maintain, it should be on the long term.
And are there any sectors that you like?
Oh, sure. We like banks. We like the consumers because things are improving. We also like the industrial. Of course, telco with the numbers they are churning out, everybody using data. So these are some of the sectors that we like here.
Telcos is mine, man.
Telcos. When you said that, like, who doesn't like banks? We all like banks. I love that.
It's telcos. It's telcos for me, man.
Yes. Orisha says, "Good morning, guys. This is because Nigerians are round tripping with the PTA. People book flights, but pay the agency to rebook the flights for much later collected dollars. The gain he made from the black market was more than enough to pay for extending the flights. As long as there's as arbitrage, people would circumvent the systems. We Nigerians, Yinka says,
go ahead.
Yinka's message very quickly says, will they start asking us for receipts? Reminds me of some people in our HR department. And then Ladele Johnson says, you can't blame CBN. It will be nice if they can see this through. The Naira needs to be strengthened one way or another. Joel says, good morning, guys. Please note that the CBN would have asked themselves these questions on implementation before rolling out this circular. I've said my own, but that's true, Joel. We are very well aware of this. BB says, hi, Smith FM. All right, he talks about the government and all that, but has no say into this. But thank you so much for your message, Bebe or Benito. Rotus?
Great stuff. Yeah, look, if you want to end arbitrage, look, all this round tripping is because there's a price at the official rates and there's another price at parallel market. Eliminate that and you eliminate arbitrage. There's no need for all this. Move the rates to the match the parallel market rate.
All the markets be equal, yeah.
Exactly, Peter. And you end it. There's no long story. Anyway, Peter, I think you mentioned this earlier. A final question for you because we have a minute to go, less than a minute. View, as far as the investor view, what view are you telling investors with regards to the market? Is it short-term or a long-term view with regards to accumulating stocks, investing, and so on?
Yeah, we preach long-term because these are names, quality names that if all things being equal, economic condition improve, we will all enjoy it. Like we are mentioning, the telcos is not a play of today. So we expect long-term. We advise investors to play long-term in the market and do go for quality names, not speculating.
Thank you so much for that, Peter. Do due diligence, as Rotus will always advise. Do your due diligence. Thank you so much for that, Peter. Abe, yes, go on, Rotus.
No, I was just saying, you're going to give him his designation. Let's do one more time, just for our viewers. Listeners, all of that.
It's okay. You do the honors.
Equity. Peter, is it Abe or Abe? Sorry, help me out.
Abe.
Yes. Val, thank you. Abe. Peter Abe, Equities Sales Trader at Stanbic IBTC Stockbrokers Limited. Thank you so much. And thanks everybody for the message.